If you need any My Team grinds in any mode, hit up my boy Witty for safe, reliable, and the cheapest grinding services around. Hit him up on Twitter. You won't be disappointed. Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the best best cards you can buy right now in NBA 2K25 My Team. Basically, cards that are on the auction house at every single position that are the best. That is the entire I guess, point of this video, is to give you all the top 3 or so cards at every single position that you can buy here in NBA 2K25 My Team. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if you'll do subscribe. Without further ado, Archer wants to say hi in this video and brings his toy to do so as well. And yeah, let's hop into it. So starting with point guards, the best point guard to buy in the game right now is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That is a no-brainer, absolute fact. He is the best PG in My Team. I don't even think it's particularly debatable. At least he's the best buyable PG in My Team. I think him and Magic are the 2 best point guards in the game. I personally still lean Magic in terms of being slightly better, but I think they're both very, very good. And SGA is just, I mean, he's got an amazing release. His fade's good to the right, not to the left, but defensively he's a dog. He's just really, really good across the board. He's got good size. He finishes well. His jumper's money. Just really, really good card. Good movement as well. I like SGA a lot. He is the best easily of the buyable point guards. Now the other probably best buyable point guard would be, I guess, Cade Cunningham. I do have Cade Cunningham, so I can't check the auction house for him right now, but Cade's pretty similar story. Honestly, they're relatively similar to Shai. He just doesn't have what Shai has in terms of a good fade to the right. I think defensively he's relatively similar to SGA. I think as a slasher, pretty similar. Jumper's honestly not that much worse either. Like overall, he's relatively close to Shai. He's just kind of the worst version. Fade isn't quite as good. Movement, I wouldn't say in total is quite as good either. But overall, very solid card, no doubt about it. Just me personally would probably have him slightly below Mr. Gilgeous-Alexander, but he is number 2 out of the viable point guards. Third best viable point guard is a lot more of a debate, so I'll give you all a few names. Dark Matter James Harden, wouldn't probably pay for him, but he's legitimately very good. Penny Hardaway's still solid. Zach LaVine is still really good from the Warp Zone event. In fact, Zach LaVine is probably, in my opinion, the 3rd best viable point guard. That being said, you can get a free Pink Diamond Zach LaVine and Diamond Aaron Gordon from the exchange. And realistically, with that dynamic duo getting you to pick Galaxy Opal as Zach LaVine anyway, I'd probably just recommend doing that at the end of the day in terms of getting cards. But Galaxy Opal Zach LaVine is probably, in my opinion, the 3rd best viable point guard in My Team. Now, viable shooting guard, there's 2. It's the same card. Dr. J's Dark Matter, who I would not pay for, is technically better, but then his Pink Diamond, which I would pay for, is going to play exactly the same exact animation. It's not significantly stat and badge differences. And in all honesty, when you look at the badges, I mean, he's so complete already. He's got 36 total badges, and like there's so many of him that are like this one that have every single Hall of Fame badge and a bunch of legend badges and stuff like that. Like this one right here has 10 legend badges. I mean, Dr. J is just a beast of a card. He's super elite. He's super versatile. He's super just complete as a whole, and I love the card. I think he's been the best shooting guard in the game since the day he came out, which is months ago. I mean, it was beginning of season 2, like 2nd week of season 2. The card's just insane, and he's been good for so long. His longevity is incredible. Easily the best viable shooting guard in the game. With that being said, 2nd and 3rd best viable shooting guards is a lot more debatable because there's not really that guy. The next best shooting guards are guys like Vince Carter and Jason Richardson, who are not viable. So after that, it becomes kind of a hodgepodge of other guys. Like, for example, a Galaxy Opal Paul George. He's a good option. He's too expensive for what I would pay for him, though, in all honesty. I don't think he's that different, in all honesty, than his Pink Diamond. And I just think paying 500, 600, 700,000 MT for this card is too much. That just doesn't feel like a super realistic amount to pay. Outside of that, I mean, there aren't any like insanely great absolute must-buy type shooting guards out there. Honestly, I kind of like the budget cards, Bilal Coulibaly and Julian Strawther, when you're looking at buyable shooting guards outside of Dr. J. Just because realistically, if you're not running Jason Richardson for free, Franz Wagner for free from earlier in the year, Ron Artest was free from a win streak, Vince Carter's not a free card, but there just isn't that. It's Dr. J and then big gap to everybody else buyable shooting guard position is basically my point. So I think, in my opinion, I would really just target Dr. J and then target one of those free cards, like, for example, a Jason Richardson, and call it a day at the shooting guard position. Small forward position, there are a billion good buyable small forwards. Obviously, Giannis is one of them. Card I absolutely love. Now he has 23 base offs, not 27, but I added a couple shooting offs. Anyway, he's a dog. He gets every single badge in the game. He's the best defensive card at the small forward position. And it's not even close. He's incredibly efficient. I actually shoot the ball well with him from the 3-point line as well. I'm over 50% so far with Giannis. 3-ball rating is higher. His jumper's now on quick. He's also got hot spots now from shooting that he previously did not have. I think he is just a really high level elite card at his position and doesn't have any of those flaws that like make you, I mean, the biggest flaw would be the shooting ability, but it's good enough. And he's so dominant on the inside physically, slasher, all that type of stuff that it's like, it's a pretty easy decision in my opinion to put him as the best. But outside of that, LeBron would be number 2. I just wouldn't pay 2 mil for Braun. I wouldn't pay what Braun and Giannis guys like that are costing realistically. I think it's a lot. But I don't know. Maybe I'm gassing it a little bit. As good as a card as I think he is, these prices are insane. Just go get the pink diamond. It's not that big of a difference. I know that's not the point of this video, but that is my thought, is that with these prices of these cards, it's ridiculous. Like LeBron would be number 2 and then probably KD would be number 3. And KD's also insanely, there's only 2 of them on the auction house right now, but he's also insanely expensive. Like you paying 1.5, 1.6 to 2 million plus MT for these cards is insane. That's just my opinion. I think it's a ton of MT. I don't think it's worth it. But these are the best guys, in my opinion, would be those 3, Giannis, Braun, and KD. And then number 4, really, he could be argued, especially if you're good at the game, as being right up there as well as Michael Beasley. And he's much more affordable price-wise. Like, he's a much more justifiable price. I would try to get a Michael Beasley with some soup to defensive Hall of Fame badges off the auction house. I think he's a god. I really think he's very, very good and has very few flaws, in all honesty. Looking for one with some good legend badge, actually, because if I could get one with some good legend badges, I would consider picking him up to even upgrade the Beasley that I have right now. Like, there you go, 9 legend badges on this Beasley. He's pretty interesting. He's got set shot, paint patroller, lightning launch, strong handle, posterizer, whatever. Point being, very, very good card. I wanted to give you all 4 options at small forward because I think Beasley is that good and definitely deserves to be counted as among the best. So at the power forward position, Giannis is right there, obviously. And I think he is absolutely elite. But I will say that outside of Giannis, there are several other guys at the power forward position who are really, really good. In fact, I would say personally, the best power forward is actually not Giannis, in my opinion. I think it's Hakeem Olajuwon. I do believe, because his movement is really good, his jumper's on very quick. He actually is really complete defensively, which isn't a surprise, but the movement and the jump shot are so elite with him that it's like, he's absolutely a top tier option at his position. And there are just very few cards in MyTEAM period that can give you what Hakeem Olajuwon can give you in terms of shot creation ability at the power forward position, shot making ability, while still having that defensive versatility and overall eliteness. I just think he's a great card with very few real flaws in MyTEAM. Just does a lot of things really, really well. In my opinion, the best power forward in the game. Then Giannis would be 2. Outside of that, again, it becomes a hodgepodge of a lot of other guys. A couple of the guys from Jokic and Cat from this drop are good. Several of the opals are really good. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. personally is probably the 3rd best after Hakeem and Giannis, in my opinion. Some people would say Wilt, Kareem, guys like that as well, because they are really good insides. I'm not quite as big of a fan of those cards because despite their inside domination, I want a little bit more pick and pop ability. Jaren is 6'10", but his player build looks closer to 6'11", 7 foot. His jumper's on quick and his jumper's really good. He's decently athletic and he's awesome defensively, really good rebounder, has good speed at 90, big lanky player build and nice complete stats and badges. I really like Jaren. I think personally, in my opinion, he is the 3rd best viable power forward behind Hakeem and Giannis. And then at the center position, that one is a no-brainer. The best center is Wemby. The 2nd best center is Pink Diamond Wemby. And honestly, again, Wemby is over 2 million MT. I would just buy the Pink Diamond. I think it is much more cost effective. Now, with that being said, the Galaxy Opal is a god. Absolutely. And he's better than the Pink Diamond. He is. It's not like Dr. J where I think the Dark Matter and the Pink Diamond play exactly the same. Opal Wemby plays better than the Pink Diamond. I'm not going to disagree with that. I just think they're close enough that the price difference isn't worth paying for the Opal unless you are just exceedingly rich or one of those people who blows way too much money on this game, which I would not recommend being, but I know there are people out there who are like that. So with that being said, I think that is my opinion on Victor Wembanyama, and I would get his Pink Diamond, but his Pink Diamond and his Opal are number 2 and number 1 respectively at the center position in MyTEAM. It's not even all that debatable. Now, the number 2 position at the center spot, I think still goes to Yao Ming, although there are like Hakeem Olajuwon, who I put at power forward, probably is better than Yao at center as well, but I think of him more as a power forward. But Yao would probably be number 2 to me at the center position just because of how big he is. I know he's only got like 70 something speed, 70 something 3-ball. It's not perfect, but he is a very good card. who is a glitch on the inside, physically dominant, will drop step and dominate anybody on the inside. I think he's number 2, in my opinion. The number 3 is a lot more debatable. Kristaps Porzingis is a good option. I'd say for his price, especially considering he's been out for a while now and he's pretty affordable. Like, you can get KP relatively cheap now. You can also get ones like this that are exceptionally extra badge that are going to be more expensive. But like a base or a closer to base KP is going to be 200K-ish. And like, he's pretty affordable and pretty good. I still think he's a really, really nice option as well. So I got no problems at all with KP. Excuse me, with KP being the number 3 center. You could also make an argument for Zach Edey, who's slower than KP, but bigger and more dominant on the inside and can also stretch the floor. He's another guy I'll shout out as well at the center position. So with that being said, hopefully this video gives y'all a good picture of the best guys at each position. I gave y'all a couple more than 3 at a couple positions, and then at shooting guard, I gave you a few names, but I basically said Dr. J and then everybody else when it comes to viable shooting guards. And hopefully this video helps y'all out. If so, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back on more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.